Hello guys, today we learn what is Web API. Web API is an application programming interface. Is a computing interface that defines interactions between multiple software intermediaries. It defines the kind of calls or requests that can be made. What is an example of API? Let us see when you use an application on your mobile phone, then the application connects to the internet and send the data to server. The server then retrieve the data, interpret it, perform the necessary actions, and send it back to your phone. The application then interprets that data and presents to you with the information you wanted in a readable way. This is what an API is. All of this happen via a web API. You can see in real example like process of searching flight tickets online by third party websites like Make My Trip and other website, and also booking a restaurant in a food, so you can do like other websites, and also book of railway tickets like site Make My Trip, Paytm, and other website rather than the main website. So you can see in figure like web API, see here, and that call from the web application by browser send a request HTTP request to web API, and after that processing web request give the result in the data, not in a HTML format. In the same way, if by the mobile application, yeah, in mobile browsers, send a request to web API, and web API give the result in JSON form, XML form, yeah, other formats. In same way, if we talk about Windows forms, then Windows form send a request through the HTTP request, and after processing the data using web API, give the response in output in JSON format, XML format, yeah, any other formats. Let us see what is ASP.NET Web API. The ASP.NET Web API is an extendable framework for building HTTP web services then that can be accessed in different applications on different platforms such as we see above like web, Windows, mobile, and also it works more or less same way as ASP.NET MVC web application, except that it sends data as a response instead of HTML view. Uh, Web API like a web service or WCF service, but the exception that is only support HTTP protocol. ASP.NET Web API is ideal platform for building RESTful web services. And next one, ASP.NET Web API is built on top of ASP.NET applications and support ASP.NET request response pipeline. ASP.NET Web API maps HTTP bursts to method names, and Web API support different formats for response data, built-in support for JSON, XML, and BSON format, binary JSON format. And Web API can be hosted in IaaS or self-hosted or other web services that supports .NET Framework 4.0. Actually, Web API framework includes new HTTP client to communicate with Web API servers. HTTP client can be used in ASP.NET MVC server side, Windows Forms, and application, console application, or other apps. Let us see what is the version of ASP.NET Web API. Actually, a Web API 1.1 introduced with VS 2010 and it supports Framework 4.0 and ASP.NET MVC 4. Current version of Web API is 2 and it supports .NET Framework 4.5 and above and it's included in ASP.NET MVC 5 and above version and it is found in Visual Studio 2012 and 2013 and our version. Let us see why we choose ASP.NET Web API. Let us say if you are using .NET Framework 4 or above, you can choose it ASP.NET Web API. If you want to build a service that supports only HTTP protocol, then you can choose it. Choose Web API to build RESTful HTTP based services. If you are familiar with ASP.NET MVC, you can choose it. There is no. If you are familiar with ASP.NET MVC, you can choose ASP.NET Web API. Now you know that a Web API passed the data through the HTTP. Now let us see what are HTTP methods. Whenever a client submits a request to a server, or part of request is an HTTP method, which is what the client would like the server to do with these specified resources. HTTP method represent those requested action. For example, some commonly used HTTP methods will retrieve data from server, submit data to server for processing, delete an item from server data and store it. Means there is four or more methods like post you can insert the data in the database, like get method you can retrieve data from database, like put or patch method from where you can update the data or replace the data, and there is another delete method by way you can by this method you can delete the record uh, with the respect of their IDs. The Hypertext Transfer Protocol (HTTP) is application level protocol for distributed collaborated hypermedia information system. Basically, HTTP is a TCP/IP based communication protocol that is used to deliver data, HTML files, image files, query results on the www means World Wide Web. The default TCP port is 80, but other ports can be used as well. It provides a standardized way for computers to compute with each other. HTTP specifies how client secure data will be constructed and sent to the server, and how the server responds to the request. There is three property you can say for HTTP. HTTP is connectionless, means the HTTP client, a browser, initiate an HTTP request, and after request is made, the client waits for response. The server process the request and send its response back, after which client is disconnected the connection. So client and server know about each other during the current request and response only. Further requests are made a new connection like client and server are new to each other. HTTP is media independent. It means any type of data can be sent by HTTP as long as both the client and server know how to handle the data content. It is required for client as well as the server to specify the content type using appropriate MIME type. HTTP is stateless. As mentioned above, HTTP is connectionless and it is a direct real up HTTP being stateless protocol. The server and client are aware of each other only during the current request. Afterwards, both of them forget about each other. Due to this nature of protocol, neither the client nor the browser can retain information between two different requests across the web pages. HTTP verbs you can see post to insert the record, get to read the record, put or patch for update or replace the record, and delete. This can by using this method you can delete by passing the parameters. Thanks for watching. If you want to view more videos, please subscribe my YouTube channel.